Alrighty, welcome back everybody to the Tradewaiters podcast, the comic book club where we read a different trade paperback every single week. I'm Nathan, you're Daniel. We're brothers, we read comics.
Nope, other way around.
Ah.
You'd think I wouldn't notice.
Yeah, we're sisters, we read comics.
Oh no. Yeah, our new listeners are already confused, Daniel.
Yeah.
We're making it so convoluted.
We're brothers, we read articles.
I'm Daniel, he's Nathan.
We
Okay?
read recipes.
That'd be a good podcast. I listen to that. They're like, they're putting friggin' cumin in here.
We get live reactions, you know?
Live reactions. A cooking podcast would be kind of funny.
There's cooking podcasts.
I'm sure there is, but like just listening to someone cook something sounds so lame.
If you're like hungry and you hear something sizzle, you know?
Like you hear like a steak sizzle.
You hear like the chop chop chop.
And you hear them like basting it or whatever. With like the butter.
Is it basting?
Basting, whatever. I don't know.
Anyway, we got different time codes in our description. We got the book, which is Fables. We got Back Matter Matters in the poll list, but we start with the news.
Before we get to the news, I just got to say, I think I've received the best news, comic book news that I've heard the entire year. So don't skip it.
Oh, okay. So now I put in the theme.
Okay, now put in the theme.
keep
now comic news.
Okay.
Over to Daniel with the news. Just kidding. I'm going to go first. Daniel, best news. Maybe we should wait for the last piece of news.
Okay. Nathan, White House Robot Romance.
Those are four words.
That's a title of a new book.
White House Robot Romance.
Yes, I said that a little fast. Come from Chip Zdarsky.
Oh, great. That sounds great then.
And Rachel Stott. And
okay, cool.
Tamara Bonvillain.
Good colorist.
It's a fucking distillery book.
Nice.
Coming at some point. We don't know when though.
Do we know what it's about? The title seems pretty damning, but
I think it's pretty straightforward for what it's about.
Do robots rule America?
We'll see.
Okay, cool.
I didn't write it.
I'm excited for that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't read his Time Waits one yet, but he seems pretty proud of it.
I read number 1. It's a good number 1.
All right. We like that.
What else you got?
Daniel, Joe Quesada is going to be relaunching Marvel Knights for Marvel.
Yeah.
With a book called The World to Come. And it's going to be with Joe Quesada, Christopher Priest, and Richard Isanove.
6-issue mini.
A 6-issue mini coming June 2025. We knew Joe Quesada was going to be doing something for Marvel while he's doing his own thing. I think it's called Amazing Comics or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. I like Marvel Knights. They tried rebooting it with Donny Cates a couple years ago. And
how'd that go?
I'm sure those were fine.
What?
I don't think I read them.
What do you mean he tried to reboot? Did he do a Marvel Knights series?
He did a Marvel Knights like series. And then I think they did like one Punisher Marvel Knights.
You always like tell me about things that Donny Cates did that I have like no clue of. And I feel like I've read a lot of
there's a lot
shit.
in there. He did like Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you know that?
Maybe.
So
because wasn't Cosmic Ghost Rider in it?
He was in it.
Okay, yeah, I think I knew that.
Yeah. So he's done some little stuff, but yeah, Marvel Knights. Joe Quesada, I think he was one of the original people to do a Marvel Knights thing. So
yeah,
pretty cool.
Very exciting.
I think he's just writing it. I don't think he's doing any art except for like covers maybe. But
yeah,
but pretty cool.
We got a omnibus announcement.
Okay, we like these.
We got Batman by Tom King. It'll be the first 24 issues of his run.
That's not that many. We're not even at the War Jokes and Riddles.
Also has like Elmer Fudd.
Oh, okay, that's
and
good.
The Rebirth issue and maybe some other things that'll be coming out August 19th.
24 is so little. How many did you do? Like
he
just main Batman run. He did 85.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then
crazy.
he did Batman and Catwoman, and that was like 15, I think. So it was like 100 or 12.
I think it was 12.
Oh,
I have
maybe
all
it
those
wasn't
and I never read it.
Yeah, I have it. I have all of it too because I didn't finish this Batman run.
Oh, I did finish that. I think it's good.
Okay.
But then that came out, and I was like, you got the fucking, what's his name? The Phantom? Masked?
Hush.
No. The other big one. What's the animated movie?
What?
Mask of the Phantasm?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's in.
The Phantasm is?
The Phantasm is, yeah.
That's cool.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. I watched that movie. I thought it was pretty good. I think it's a little overhyped.
Yeah, people love that shit.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. Ooh, I know what your big news is. I figured it out.
You figured it out. All right, good. I would have yelled at you.
I'll extend. I'll push that.
Okay, all right.
But you have other news?
Marvel Comics. We already knew Jonathan Hickman was doing Imperial. We found out a little bit more about it, like who's doing the art, like Federico Vincentini and Ivan Coelho.
Nice.
It's going to be setting up new Marvel Cosmic books. So that's the Imperial series that's coming out.
Yep.
So we didn't really know what it was about, but at least we know what the goal of it is. That's cool.
Nathan, today news. Yeah, the new history of the DC universe.
Yeah.
Is a new book coming from Mark Waid to be a 4-issue miniseries coming June 25th.
Pretty sweet.
With Jerry Ordway and Todd
Knock. Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool.
I saw, I think, a Chris Samney cover.
Yeah.
And that's how I found out about it. And it looks fucking dope.
Foaming at the mouth.
Yeah. I was like, oh. I'm like, what is he doing to where he can't be doing this whole thing?
If you haven't seen the new history of the DC universe, Chris Samney cover, look it up. It'll knock you on your ass.
It's dope.
So there's going to be it'll be a rotating group of artists, but the first one is Jerry Ordway and Todd Knock.
Okay.
And it's a 4-issue series, takes a fresh look at the DC universe past and present, seen through the eyes of Barry Allen. So that's pretty cool. Fantastic Four sets a relaunch with a new #1 and creative duo. It's going to be Ryan North and Humberto Ramos.
Okay.
That's cool. Ryan North has been doing...
Because I think they were
FF,
killed in the Doom thing.
Oh, okay.
So...
That sucks.
When's their relaunch? July?
Probably July, June. Yeah, relaunching in July.
Nice.
It's going to be a time-traveling story. Surprise for the Fantastic Four.
I might hop on that.
Are involved with some dinosaurs, and Doom are involved. So...
My two favorite D things to be dealing with.
They're always fighting a fucking dinosaur or Doom. If it's not one thing, it's the other.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's both. Wasn't there a dinosaur Doom?
Yeah.
Haven't we read that somewhere?
Was that in his first run of Fantastic Four?
That might have been, yeah.
Or maybe
there's definitely a dinosaur in the one that we read.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a Doom dinosaur.
If it was a Doomasaur.
But I want to say we've seen a Doomasaur somewhere in 1,000 episodes we've been doing this.
Yeah.
And
counting.
Not really comic book news, but it kind of is. If you think about it.
All right.
A couple weeks ago, we read regarding the matter of Oswald's body. Boldy. And this week, as of recording, the JFK files were released. And I think that everybody should just read the comic book instead of reading the 70,000 files that were released on the JFK files. Because that's probably the most realistic.
Did you read them?
No, I didn't read them. No, I read the book.
That's how you know?
Yeah, I read the book. So I'm going to save everybody some time. Do you think if whoever published regarding the matter of Oswald's body knew that this was coming out?
Christopher Cantwell?
Yeah, but whoever published it knew that these files were coming out, do you think they would reprint it? Be like hardcover.
So the thing about that is, like, you told me that we were getting that and I've seen it before, but that when I think about Oswald's body, my mind doesn't go to
JFK.
Yeah. I think about Cobblepot. I don't think about
so it's a marketing
Lee
thing.
Harvey.
Yeah, true.
If it was like regarding the matter of
Lee Harvey's
body, that might be different.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because when I first saw it, I didn't know it was like a JFK related thing.
Yeah,
because I didn't know the Lee Harvey Oswald thing.
Yeah, so it is cool if you like that sort of shit.
Yeah,
but no, I don't think I would warrant a reprint.
Well,
I'm sure they still have plenty.
If you want a pretty good summary and you don't want to read 70,000 files or whatever they released, that book's probably only like 150-ish pages, so a lot easier to get through.
Mm-hmm. And there's pictures. And Daniel, it's 100% the truth.
The biggest damn news you ever heard in your damn life.
No.
The one I'm most excited about.
Yeah, you're excited about.
DC revealed details and a preview for sequel, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2.
Yeah.
One of my favorite books of last year is one of your favorite books of last year.
It was not your favorite book of last year.
It was one of them. And that's what I said. If you listen,
did you look at
also one of yours.
Did you look at the preview pictures?
No, I didn't. Was it good?
Good. No. There's a big ass spoiler that I wish I would have
Oh, really?
saw.
Cool.
So it's cool.
Yeah. The first
same team, I think.
Really, yeah. It's gonna be Brian Buccellato and then drawn by Christian Deuce and colored by Luis Guerrero.
Yeah, it'll be another 7-issue series.
Yeah, which
is
in dope.
June
4th.
So that'd be nice.
Big
nice hardcover.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't think I did that well.
I didn't think so either. But
I bought every fucking one of them and then just read it all on a plane.
And it was great.
And that shit kept me up because it was painful.
You didn't like it?
It was fine.
It's genuinely,
It's an art book.
for sure.
Just don't read it. Just
But
look at the pictures.
do you ever watch Godzilla for the story?
Kinda.
Other than -1 and maybe the first Godzilla? You're telling me you went to the Bryan Cranston one and you're like, this is a good story. I care
Yeah,
about.
like what's Bryan Cranston doing here?
What's he going to do?
Why is Millie Bobby Brown here? That's an interesting choice.
Oh, yeah, true. Elizabeth Olsen. She's in there too.
Brian Tyree Henry, podcaster. I love it.
Not in that movie, though.
Monster podcaster. Brian Tyree Henry?
He's not in the Bryan Cranston one, is he?
No, he's in like
He's in the goofy ones.
yeah, like the versus ones.
Yeah, good movies, all of them.
Mhm.
For different reasons.
Anyway, Nathan, let's get in the book we read this week.
Yes, we read Fables. Bill Willingham is the writer with Lan Medina, who's the penciler. A couple inkers, Steve Leilola, Craig Hamilton, and then Sharon Van Valkenburg is the colorist, and Todd Klein's letter. And then they have some Alex Maleev covers. It's kind of cool.
Nice.
We're reading this because Snow White came out by the time you're hearing this.
Last week. Yeah.
Last week. And so she's in this book. Kind of.
This trade's called Legends in Exile.
Yeah. So this book has a lot of issues.
Yeah, it's got
Like
162
chapters.
Huh?
Chapters, not like issues as in problems with the book, but
Oh no,
yeah.
like
Wait, how many does it have?
162.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Is that more than Walking Dead? What did they tap out? 154 or something?
it was like 168, I think.
Damn. But
So-
like just as many, it seems like.
Right.
And this shit wrapped up a while ago, didn't it?
This
Fables?
last year.
Oh, it did?
Hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So this one, I like the art in it. It's very 90s art.
But it's like
It's like
perfect 90s art.
Yeah, it's like awesome.
Yeah, like
And like 90s art that you like want, you know?
yeah.
Lan Medina, he's awesome.
Mhm.
But he's only the artist in this trade.
Not the rest?
No, the rest of it is by a dude named Mark Buckingham.
Oh, he's good.
Right, who is like I think mostly known for Fables.
Okay, yeah.
So we kind of do like volume ones to kind of get a feel for it and then kind of get people like interested in like a new series or whatever
Sure.
without actually reading it. And I feel like we don't get the full picture of what Fables is like without like some Mark Buckingham art.
Yeah.
So I'm not even sure what it's like, you know. Hopefully it's like close, I guess.
I tried reading this a while ago and then I saw 90s art and my stupid brain was like,
Just shut off.
yeah, it
I
really
think we
did.
built up some stamina, you know.
No, not only that, I think I just have a better appreciation because before I was reading like just DC books pretty much. And I was
Yeah.
like, Ivan Rees, let's go.
Yeah.
Or like Jim Lee. And I look at this and I'm like, yuck, this isn't Jim Lee.
People.
What the hell? You know?
Yeah.
Cell shading. And I'm like, that sucks. And so, but rereading this, I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, this rules.
I get why this has 160 whatever issues.
It's got that momentum.
Yeah, it does. And so it's super cool. And I think this like does like the best sort of retro 90s looking art.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
I'm just a sucker for like a murder mystery
Oh yeah.
with
totally.
like a detective, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever play like The Wolf Within or whatever?
The Wolf Among Us?
Wolf Among Us? Yeah.
No, I haven't played that.
It's like a Telltale game.
Mhm.
I played it for like a little, but that's like,
Yeah, I got like awards.
it's like Bigby from this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's like who you
The
are.
Big Bad Wolf?
Yeah.
Is it based off this?
Yeah. Based off Fables.
Whoa.
Yeah. I think. I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have it on my old Xbox, but
Cool. I heard it's good.
yeah.
So
I didn't know it won awards.
I mean just because I don't really talk about it in the notes too much, but the world is like fables, as in, you know, old fairy tales and stuff that you might know. Red Riding Hood, Snow White, Cinderella, shit like that.
Jack and the
Jack and
Giant-
the Beanstalk.
Giant Beanstalk or whatever.
I don't think it's just giant. I think it's just regular beanstalk.
Pretty big beanstalk though.
Are you sure?
I think it's
I'm
giant.
just kidding. Yeah. Jack and the Giant Beanstalk, whatever. That guy. Like a lot of those fairy tales are in the world, except they're hidden from the rest of the Mundies or the mundane people, I guess. Like people like you and me listening.
Mondays. We should call that people who don't read comics Mondays.
Dude, that's such a, yeah, their life is
Sick
probably so
burn.
mundane. And they don't even know that they're getting burned.
Yeah, so I like the premise, but it reminds me of like a low budget TV show.
Yeah,
That-
this would be a CW show.
Yeah, like CW be like,
It-
oh, we're fairies and shit, but
You
we
know-
look like humans
you
because we're
know what?
hiding from the humans. you
Because
know?
we needed to cut production costs.
Like they like pulled a supernatural, but like in comics.
Yeah.
You know.
What's interesting about this is I could see this being either a CW show or an HBO show. You know what I mean?
We'll be no in between.
No in between. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those, like CW as far as like
It could be on
low
like
budget,
ABC maybe, but
maybe. But I think it's like a pretty solid murder mystery.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of fun to see like fucking Jack and the Beanstalk guy, kind of get involved. So it's kind of cool. And I think they do really effective world building as well in this, as like how they got there and stuff. So I enjoyed this a lot.
It fits so perfectly into like the Vertigo lineup.
Totally.
Like this is like what Vertigo is in my head, and just like solidified it more.
It's like, what if this thing but someone gets murdered?
Yeah, and then the art's all like magical.
And there's a lot of people smoking.
Yeah, smoke. It looks so thick in comics, in these comics,
especially Vertigo comics.
Yeah, like there's no way you can see through it.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So the first issue, we have like a grown-up Jack and the Beanstalk dude. He like barges into Detective Wolf's office. The wolf from
Big Bad. Is
that what it's called?
The Big Bad Wolf?
Or Three Little Pigs?
Three Little Pigs, yeah.
Yeah, that one. He barges into Detective Wolf's office saying something terrible has happened in the same building, because that's where all the fabled people are. Director of Operations, Snow White, meets with Beauty and the Beast about Beast not being able to pass as like a human anymore, risking the secret of the Fabletown from getting out. And then after that, Wolf tells Snow White that her sister, Rose Red, is missing. And so they, along with Jack, go to Rose's apartment to find that it's all bloody. And after Wolf investigates a little, he places Jack under arrest for being a suspect of Rose Red's murder. Is that canon that Snow White has a sister?
I don't think so.
Is she in the new movie?
I don't know.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for your fucking help.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be watching that.
Yeah,
but
me neither.
So what they touch on is that the Fables are all pushed out of their homeland.
Yeah.
By like
by something
called the Adversary.
Correct.
Which is like an army or something.
Yeah, they look like demon
troll,
alien troll
army
things
or whatever.
Yeah. And so
or maybe it's just all the villains or whatever.
No, I think it was like troll alien army things. I don't really know. I'm sure it gets
yeah, that you're probably
trolls
more right.
or aliens.
You're probably more right than I am.
Yeah, probably.
Troll aliens is what the Adversary is.
No, that's the army, but
yeah.
And so they've all kind of retreated from their separate homelands that got invaded, and they've resided in just kind of one building in New York somewhere. And they all kind of live near each other, and then they all work near each other, it seems like.
You said they all live in one building?
Yeah, they all live in one building, but I think they all work in one building too.
Yeah, who knows?
So
and
that's
then
kind of cool.
Some have like these potions or whatever to make like their rooms just like huge,
Oh yeah, that's cool.
And I'm like, I fuck with that.
I would like that.
Yeah.
And so, I've talked about it, but I think this artist is literally gold standard of what I think of when I think of just comic art. Like if you were to Google comic art,
yeah,
this is like the perfect guy for that. So
yeah, he's very good.
And that's even more exemplified in this crime scene that he draws, this like splash page where there's like pretty significant amount of blood like everywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. So I like that. And there's like a lot of just little details I like looking in the background for. There's a part with like Prince Charming's in this, and he just kind of shows up to town. He goes to a steakhouse, and then he like doesn't pay for dinner, and he has his waitress pay for it, and then he fucks her at her apartment. And then there's like the page of them doing that, but then there's like people listening, like
oh yeah,
in the corner over there, or there's like a guy walking past their apartment.
It's like a floor plan, but including the hallways.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
Which is kind of cool. Or there's Snow White has a thing on her desk, and it says "Thank you for not smoking." And then while Wolf is talking to her, he's like smoking.
Yeah,
like I just like little details like that are kind of funny.
So Beauty is quite the baddie.
Yeah,
I have to say
she grew up to be quite the baddie.
So I guess their relationship, like the way he looks like more monstrous if she's like mad with him,
mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of something that happens every now and then because these people have been alive for hundreds of years. So that means they're in these relationships for hundreds of years.
Yeah. And it's not a perfect marriage.
Yeah.
For, hundreds of years.
And she says something to Snow White where she's like, and just who is she to criticize anyone's personal life after what I heard about her tawdry little adventure with those 7 dwarves?
Ew.
So I'm like, what kind of world are we in?
What is she doing with those dwarves?
Yeah, it does like that kind of thing where it's like, I guess Vertigo has always been kind of adult, you know, like it's not
A little crass.
a little crass, and it's like a not like a gritty reboot of it, but like
Yeah.
it's like if it was in like the real world, what
It's
they'd
like,
really be
it's
like.
the boys, and it's like, wow, Snow White, fuck the dwarves or something.
They live in New York, you know.
Yeah.
After the murder, I'm like, Bigsby's journal. A fable dies in New York, you know.
Rose red. Red like her room.
Lots of blood. We'll investigate further.
Yeah. And then, this is probably more obvious, but if you didn't pick up that the detective dude was a big bad wolf on the shadow, there's like a shadow of him where there's like a wolf in the background. And I'm like, that's kind of cool
They
too.
should teach that in art classes. You know? Genius.
Here's what you may have missed in this issue. The most obvious thing.
10 things that you missed in Fable number 1.
A little bit of trivia for you, but there's actually
They should do that with like
shadow.
everyone's shadow, you know?
What, like, so Snow White's shadow, she'd have like a crown and a dress on or something?
Maybe, but more like the monstrous characters, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be sweet. And anyway, pretty solid, strong first issue, I would say. There's a Moida.
A Moida?
And we're trying to figure out who it was.
I think I did try this. I think I had the first volume down, like borrowed or whatever. And
I had this already purchased.
Yeah, you had to purchase. And I don't think I got even through the first issue because it's just like, it's my young eyes, you know?
I know. But that just shows how stupid we are.
Yeah, we're just growing, you know?
And kind of just shows like if you read something that was like kind of old, but people say is good and you didn't like it before, but then you continue to read comics, maybe just go back to it.
We definitely have a bit of motivation to get through stuff.
Totally.
In a timely manner. So it's definitely got me through a lot of tough shit.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah, thankfully we've gone back to this because if we didn't do this, I never would have ever read Fables probably.
I know the stuff that is like high regarded but old will kind of like pay off if you like can muscle through it, but it can be tough, especially with just how our attention spans are like dwindling and how fast some books move nowadays.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think people are there's definitely like a storytelling difference between when this came out in like early 2000s, I think.
And all my favorite
like
all my favorite writers are the ones who just blow through pages, you know?
Yeah, the Invincibles where it's just talking and moves the plot forward and it's satisfying in that way. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
that book's like a flip book. You know?
So chapter 2, Wolf tells Snow White the blood in Rose's apartment is hers, but she isn't confirmed dead yet. And Wolf considers Snow White a suspect as well because they haven't talked in a couple years apparently, even though they're siblings. We meet Cinderella, who's taking fencing lessons with a guy named Bluebeard. I don't know if he's a fairy tale dude. Probably. I just don't know who he is.
It's like a French fairy tale or something.
Oh, okay. Prince Charming meets with Snow White for lunch and says that he needs help selling his title to the kingdom. So it's like a thing he needs help with. He wants Snow White's help. Wolf and Snow interrogate Jack, and it's revealed that he and Rose broke up, and Rose was with Bluebeard for a while before going back to Jack. So they go to interrogate Bluebeard, and it's revealed that Bluebeard and Rose were secretly engaged, and they had some sort of arrangement there. There's money involved, which is a little bit weird. You shouldn't have to pay someone to marry you. But there's some stuff there, so a little spicy. Jack might have what's it called, a reason, motive. Thank you. To kill. Bluebeard might have a motive to kill. Who knows?
Prince Charming is crazy.
Yeah, does he have like womanizing powers or something?
I think no, but I think he's just too confident.
He just is.
But it's like kind of getting away with all this, you know?
Because he like steals money from the girl that he slept over with. I think.
And then he has to like pick up his dry cleaning.
Yeah, it's like terrible.
I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So, and then one of the pigs from the Three Little Pigs fairy tale is just pulled up in Wolf's house.
Yeah.
And he's like, you owe me for what you did to my fucking house before we came here, kind of deal.
Yeah, I guess the pigs like live on like a farm or something upstate.
There is a place called the farm for fairy tale people or things that can't pass as humans.
Right.
Which is interesting.
I think they walk on all fours or something, or on like the hind legs. And one of the pigs, he lights a cigarette, but I'm like, that's gotta be so hard with like hooves.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I could barely do it with fucking thumbs.
Oh, it's a Zippo. I guess that would.
Are those easier? Oh, they just come off when you
I think you still got to do the thumb thing, but
Yeah.
in movies they just flip up the top and then it lights
That's
somehow.
cool. It's funny how the wolf detective guy, Wolf, just immediately accuses everybody of killing Rose.
I think people call him Bigby.
Bigby?
Yeah, I think that's his first name. I mean, you can call him what you want.
Is that lore accurate? Do people call him Bigby
lore?
in the fairy tale?
I think they call him that in Wolf Among Us.
What about Hoodwinked? Do you remember that? You remember that movie?
that was the fucking Little Red Riding Hood. That's different. Wolf.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it?
No, yeah. Wait, yeah. No, why would there be a wolf in Red Riding Hood? They're just bears, right?
Who is coming after? Well, yeah, because the wolf like dresses up as like the grandma.
Uh-huh. I guess that is really...
It's like, what big eyes you have.
Oh, I'm thinking of Goldilocks with the bears.
Yeah.
God. I don't know enough fairy tales, man.
Do you know that Exhibit was in Hoodwinked?
No.
He was like the bear,
That
like
is-
cop.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Because like mom and dad saw them at
What a
like
fever dream
at
of
a
a
casino.
fucking movie.
Yeah, I know.
They saw Exhibit,
Yeah, they saw Exhibit at the casino by their house.
and that's how they found out that he voice acted as a bear in Hoodwinked?
For Hoodwinked. No, I like looked him up and I was like, oh yeah, I guess he's in acting. And I was like going through his like movies. I'm like, he was in Hoodwinked.
That movie is a fucking fever dream.
It is fucking crazy. And I just thought that was a funny thing.
Yeah.
If I ever run into him, I'm gonna bring it up.
Dude, I love doing Hoodwinked.
Were you Hoodwinked?
Dude, you're the Hoodwinked guy. Imagine not knowing him for his music.
Yeah.
There's an interesting plot line where Snow White and Prince Charming were married, but then they divorced after Prince Charming had an affair with Rose Red, like Snow White's sister.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. So he can also be a suspect in some, he's involved at least with them.
Yeah.
So I think they do a good job of setting up like this whodunit.
Definitely. So a lot of these fables, they have, colorful pasts from like when they lived in like their homeland.
Yep.
And they like the community set up this rule that they call general amnesty, where anything before that point you can't be guilty for.
Yeah.
So anything that happens like in New York in the building, that is like fair game or whatever.
Yeah. So if you blew down a pig's house.
Yeah, or if you
chill.
killed multiple wives, you can't be blamed for that.
Does that happen in a fairy tale?
I guess that happens with Bluebeard.
Holy shit.
So it makes him look a little fishy, but I guess you can't consider that with like evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Bigby is like a super aggressive like interrogator.
Yeah.
Like he just like accuses everyone.
He asked him like one question.
you
He's
did
like, "You killed Rose Red." You're the one that did it. And he's like, fucking Homer Simpson. He's like, "Why'd you kill Rose Red?"
Yeah,
and everybody's like, "What the fuck, man? No, I didn't."
Yeah, it's entertaining.
Yeah. So chapter 3, Bigby has some guys recreate the murder scene, just at a different apartment. I guess they're all the same floor plane, to see how much blood was lost. Snow White, who reports to King Cole, another fairy tale probably, but tells him the investigation is still ongoing, and King Cole tells her that she needs to have it resolved by Remembrance Day. That's like the big Fables 4th of July type day. Bigby finds Bluebeard torturing Jack in his cell to get a confession, and so Bigby turns into a wolf to stop it. And then Bigby gets the results from the recreated crime scene and tells Snow White that too much blood was lost, so Rose is probably dead. And I could have probably told him that. I don't think you need to...
It was fucking everywhere.
It was like a lot of blood everywhere, and I don't think anybody would have survived that. So
you had to like
some
tiptoe
detective
around,
Yeah. But seeing Bigby in his wolf form is pretty cool. He's like really big, and I really like. There's a lot of stuff revealed in the dialogue that I think is fun because he turns into a big wolf, and then Bluebeard's like, after all these years, you're kind of like a wolf again, and it kind of tells you like, oh, he's not turning into a wolf like all the time, so this is like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a couple pages of this, which is Snow White just kind of retelling what's happened so far, which is helpful. But I really like the design of the pages of her kind of recounting to King Cole everything that's happened so far.
There's a lot of really cool montages like that.
Yeah. This is a Vertigo thing, I feel like. Just like
Absolutely.
making the panel like lines themselves.
That's just smart, for
it's just cool.
People know like what's going on.
Yeah, totally. Or just like redesigning, I mean, like the panel borders themselves is pretty cool.
Dude,
But-
look at this lady's like tech neck.
Dude, I know. What a crazy, like, who is that
Like,
even supposed to be?
I'm like, they didn't have like smartphones back then.
Yeah, but You just gotta water her plants. It is
yeah,
a crazy
lot
cover.
of the covers like don't make sense and don't necessarily like connect, I guess, to the story, but then that leaves you free not to spoil anything, you know?
Yeah, true. There's a funny part where Bigby has Snow White look through Jack's computer to see if there's anything on there because Bigby doesn't know how to like operate a computer, which I think is funny.
Yeah. Old dog doesn't learn new tricks,
Yeah,
you know?
it's not.
Someone called him like a son of a bitch. He's like, hey, watch it, you know? Because like cause he's a wolf.
Well, I mean, it's
I guess
offensive either way.
It's close to a dog, but I just thought that's funny.
That is funny. I'm just noticing. I was gonna say how I just like when someone's like sad and smoking or whatever. It's drawn really well. But then I realized, is that a picture of himself in the grandma costume of when he was like the big bad wolf?
Oh, maybe it is the same person as the pigs. That'd be funny. Or maybe that's his actual grandma.
It could be his actual grandma. Maybe that's where he got the inspiration.
His werewolf grandma.
I feel like there's story in here. Maybe you find out in the 160 whatever issues this has.
So in like one of the on that page where he's like smoking sadly, he drops like a very sad bar. He's like, you know what they say, the only easy day was yesterday.
Oh, I know.
And I'm like, oh no,
that sticks with you, man.
I know. I'm like, that's sad.
I can't wait, dude. I should just write down things that are just like cool to say ominously.
That's like a fucking suicide note, dude. What are you talking about?
Well, like, no, I know. Like, you could just have like a busy time at work or something. You know, you're just swamped, and then you're talking with one of your coworkers, and you're like, I don't know, man. The only easy day was yesterday. You know what I mean? And they're like, yeah.
So you just want like a vision board of like sayings to get you through the day?
Because I feel like the last couple of weeks we've had some bangers. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And so I just want to write them all down and then just recite them before bed. So I just keep them in mind so that when I have the opportunity to say something cool like that, I don't miss the opportunity.
So I do have a list like that.
You do?
It's not very long.
Tell me.
Okay.
Okay.
There's only one other thing on there.
Okay.
I did add this though. I think Yoda says it in like Darth Vader for Charles Soule. And he says like, whatever's in the way becomes the way.
Whoa.
And I was like, you know,
I don't think that's true though.
Well, like, it's like if there's something that like steers you off the path, you know.
Oh, that's like your new journey or whatever.
Yeah, that's the new journey. You'll get back to it, but like whatever you steer off, you still have to like go through.
Yeah.
You know.
Very profound.
Yeah, so I like that one.
Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna start a list. It's gonna start with this one too.
Yeah. What else do I got?
Is this how people get smart? Do people just write things down?
Maybe. Nah, I think
can't be
smart people remember stuff.
They do that. They make you do that in school.
Yeah.
All right, chapter 4. It's now the Remembrance Day celebration. Everybody's going to this big gala or ceremony thing. Snow White sets up a raffle to sell Prince Charming's title to the kingdom. There's some history of the Fables, sort of, you know, history recited by King Cole. And it basically just tells how there was an invasion on their homelands and the Fables retreat to Earth united as a single community. That's where they bring up like the adversary and everything. But Wolf and Snow, or Bigby and Snow, end up dancing together. And then Snow White says something that completes Bigby's investigation. Something clicks after she says that. And so Bigby gathers everyone involved with the case so far, brings them up to the rooftop by the pool, and reveals that some random woman at the gala is actually Rose Red and she's alive and she's just been wearing a black wig the whole time.
Yep.
Which is terrible. You set up this really well done whodunit so far, only for the murder mystery whodunit to be she's not dead and she's right over there.
With the wig.
With a wig. With a black wig. I would recognize you in a fucking red wig.
What about a blonde wig?
Well, now we're getting tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because they're all in the same fucking room. You don't think someone would be like, aren't you Snow White's the director of operations for our entire community?
Big room.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
that was the part I was like kind of disappointed. I kind of wanted to be like, oh, it's obviously Jack.
You could have put like glasses on her, you know?
Clark Kent it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't even see her in this story, so it's not like there's a level of satisfaction that you can even possibly achieve.
Oh, like it was someone that we could have been like, maybe it's her?
Yeah,
like
thing? She wasn't presented in the story at all.
Right now.
She pops up right now, which is kind of lame, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of good stuff in this issue. I just pissed off at that thing.
There's a crazy double page spread.
I know.
The most vertigo double page spread ever.
Oh my god, dude. It's like so detailed. I can't even you have to like spend minutes looking at this.
There's
you know what I mean?
a very small part that is like open where it's just clouds and stuff, but the rest is just filled with nonsense.
Yeah. There's like so many sort of Easter eggs, I guess, and things.
How do you start this?
I don't know. Like, yeah. How? Literally how? Do you just like start going, or like do you rough it out a little bit? You know, I don't even know what the process would have been here.
No.
Somebody has this page. You know what I mean?
Yeah, somewhere.
It's absurd. So it's really, yeah, definitely the most vertigo page I've ever seen. But even just like this entire, you know, rebrief of like the Fables history is pretty cool. Just the way that it's drawn and designed and stuff.
So that was a cool part because you go over to the history to see what happened, see what got them to New York.
Yeah.
But those pages like end in it, you realize that it was the speech that King Cole was giving as he was reciting the history to us.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, good little transition.
Stick. And so what he was saying is that kind of history is that the adversary was taking over different kingdoms one by one, but everyone was thinking like, oh, they wouldn't come to my kingdom.
Yeah.
You know? And no one was going to help.
You're like, damn, that sucks.
The kingdoms are getting taken over, and then they just end up going for everybody.
And then,
you know,
yeah, that's cool. I assume that becomes a big plot point moving forward. They probably try and take back their kingdom or whatever.
Dude, I can't even imagine some of the stuff that they get to in like the 160 issues.
Yeah,
you know,
I know that's a lot. That's more than Invincible.
There was like 2 characters, like fairy tale characters I haven't even heard of. You know. So he's already digging deep, you know. It's not like he's like going from the bottom of the barrel.
A lot of fairy tale. Pinocchio's in this, and he's still a little boy.
Oh, yeah, he's a real boy. He's stuck as a real boy.
He's stuck as a real boy for centuries, and all he wants to do is like just get laid, you know?
Yeah,
which is wild. But I feel like that's a trope.
Balls to drop.
I feel like that's a trope that happens a lot in comics. Am I crazy? Where there's just like old person stuck in kid body.
Monster Girl,
Black Hammer.
Golden Gale.
But
she can turn because she's like a Shazam.
Oh, yeah.
That's 2 I can think of.
Yeah, there's 2. So there's like a pool at the top of this place.
There's like King Cole's like...
And Bigby like...
Sweet or whatever.
This thing like clicks in his head. He's like, I've figured out the mystery.
Let me go swimming.
And he's like, Snow White, gather everybody involved, go up to the rooftop. And then he just goes up there and he's like, just starts to swim, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's funny. But yeah, last issue, chapter 5. So Bigby has his parlor room scene that he's waited his whole life to have, which is like where the detective goes over everything and how he figured it out and why the crime happened or whatever. And so he reveals that he was kind of more aware of the whole investigation than what he let on because he didn't know all the information yet. But basically, the original crime scene had a bunch of mistakes, and so he knew that Rose Red is probably alive. He just kind of kept that to himself. And ends up being that Jack and Rose orchestrated the whole thing to screw Bluebeard out of the marriage money that he offered Rose Red. And so they faked Rose Red's death so that they could keep the money that was given to her. Jack tried to start some sort of business that he lost money in, so they faked her death. And so after all that explanation and stuff, Snow White resolves everything over the next day or 2 in a way that no one is like completely screwed out of this whole situation, but no one's like really happy either. And then Bigby reveals that he asked Snow White to the gala, not as part of the investigation, but because he kind of likes her a little bit. And that's how the trade ends. But what I do like about this is that I feel like everything resolves in a really smart way. Specifically because no one gets totally screwed, but no one's like happy either. I think the way that was kind of tied up.
That sounds hard to write.
Yeah, exactly. So like Jack and Rose lose the money, but they don't go to jail. They just have to do a lot of community service and then give the money that they did receive from Bluebeard, you know.
So Jack won the title from Prince Charming from a raffle.
Yeah.
And so he's just going to sell it back in order to have the money to pay a fine or whatever.
Yep. And then they just get no jail time. Prince Charming gets the raffle money to rebuy the title, but he doesn't, get a whole bunch of money back. And then part of that raffle money went to repaying Bluebeard for the marriage money, but he obviously doesn't get a wife.
Yeah.
So There's kind of just like, everybody's like just a little bit pissed, and that just kind of shows how smart Snow White is. And then also the blood that they used for the entire crime scene, because no one could survive losing that amount of blood. Turns out it was just blood that they were storing in the freezer over a certain amount of time, so that they could do this.
Yeah. So the thing that Bigby was getting hints on in the crime scene were just different parts of the apartment that weren't touched by blood.
Yeah.
Like her stereo system and some of her favorite CDs.
It's pretty funny, yeah.
Some, like a homemade ashtray wasn't damaged. And then there was shit from like a kitchen that was just in the living room, but the kitchen wasn't touched.
Yeah.
So just like a lot of shit like that.
And there wasn't like any footsteps, like bloody footsteps, which is a little peculiar. But what's cool is that in this explanation, we actually see panels from the first issue.
Yeah, I looked at those just now.
Yeah, so it's like the same exact panels, but this time we see what Bigby was thinking about the entire time, which I think is a really cool thing. And obviously
and the blood was spread out so evenly, you know?
Totally.
Like you would have to like stab her, but then drag her around the whole apartment.
Yeah,
to
make sure that there's not a whole lot of, streaks or like, it's just a very clearly fabricated crime scene.
What I didn't expect was like Y2K to be like an aspect in this or like the .com bubble.
Oh yeah,
because that's what Jack was trying to invest in.
Yeah,
and took like
Bluebeard's money,
time. Basically. Yeah, and he's like, yeah, this is gonna go to the moon.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the moon, babe.
But that
trust me. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's not a great like whodunit resolution, but I really enjoyed sort of the journey, just not really the destination. And then the wrap up was like pretty satisfying for me. And then they also did a lot of really interesting world building. So
and it was cool that this investigation like wrapped up in this trade.
Yeah,
totally. So
very
it does feel standalone, and then also obviously it sets up a lot along the way.
Yeah, exactly. But that is a trade, so let's go into Back Matter Matters.
Back Matter Matters.
There's like a big couple pages of words from Bill Willingham called A Wolf in the Fold. I read like the first paragraph of this and I was like, this is going to be long. And so I didn't really read it, to be honest. But we see some other, I assume, Bill Willingham art in here that's like black and white. Looks pretty good. But I didn't read the rest of what was on there, so I don't really know what it was about.
And that's basically all that was in the Back Matter.
Pretty much. Yeah, did you get a different edition?
No, just the trade. Or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that was pretty much it.
Good stuff. What do you rate this book, Nathan?
Okay, let's see.
I was thinking of stuff that they just have at Disneyland.
Yeah, okay, that's solid. What do they have in fairy tales? You know what I mean?
What do they apples?
Yeah, how many poison apples would you give this?
I didn't rate it on golden apples. I rated it some Dole Whip. Because that's something that they have at...
The whipped cream?
No, that's Cool Whip.
Oh.
Dole Whip is like something they have at Disney World, like the jungle place.
I've been there.
Where it's this like pineapple ice cream thing that's like blended into this like soft serve. And it's super fucking good.
That's cool. What kind of pig product should I rate this? I give this a good brat.
A brat, okay.
Yeah, cook up one of those pigs that survived in this book. Cook them up into a brat because when brats hit, they hit. You know what I mean?
I think brats always hit.
Yeah, and actually, as a kid, I didn't really like brats that much because it's too much. I liked hot dog.
I think you gotta. But you build up to it for sure.
Yeah, and I think you get a better appreciation for brats once you have a lot of hot dog
with some like onions and peppers, maybe some Dijon mustard.
Totally, and maybe you don't like relish, at the start.
Yeah.
Actually, I still don't really.
I don't know. Relish goes on brats, really.
Yeah, it doesn't really. That's a bad example, but
goes on hot dogs.
What I mean is, like, I tried reading this when I was a young comic book reader, and I was like, "This is lame. Give me a hot dog. Give me fucking Blackest Night."
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, there's a lot of nuance here.
Yeah.
So I rated a brat. So with that, let's go into the pull list. Colin,
shove in your box. The pull list. What did you shove in your box?
Big ass week, Daniel.
Big week.
Let me tell you everything I got.
Big, busy, expensive week.
2 number ones for me.
Ooh.
DC X Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Biggest release of the year, probably. And then Absolute Flash #1.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be picking up those absolutes.
Same.
Jeff Lemire. Didn't like the last thing he did for DC, but this one looks pretty good.
Yep. This is new universe stuff.
Yeah, which is always fun to start fresh. New Gods #4.
Mm-hmm.
Got to pick that up. Zatanna #2. I hope it's bad so I can drop it, but it might be really good and I might have to keep reading. I don't know. And then Absolute Batman #6. We're going to see how it goes. I saw like a 2-pager just from this issue, and it was really funny. This Batman drop kicks a kid into the ocean.
Fuck them kids.
And I was like, that's awesome. Saga 72.
Yes, sir.
And then Ultimate X-Men 13. Did I miss
Correct.
anything in there that you're getting?
I'm getting one other thing that you aren't getting. I'm getting the Deviant #9.
Oh, shit.
It's finally
Wait, I thought
coming
that was
out.
going to push out to like May or something.
No, March.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's finally coming out.
#9?
Yeah.
That's the last one, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. How exciting.
Very. I'm also getting Saga, Flash, X-Men. You said Batman, Robin, year 1?
Oh, I didn't write that down.
That #6 of that comes out.
Okay.
New Gods, DC and Sonic. Ooh, and I got something from last week.
Okay.
Pretty exciting.
Were you hunting for just random issues or?
Nope. I got
Whoa!
the Nomnibus.
The
Nathan.
Nomnibus.
Yes, sir. And it's all its glory.
Holy shit.
So I did order you one, but they only ordered one for the store.
What the fuck?
And when I ordered it, it was a week after they placed their order. So they ordered another one. If you
Which is
want this
coming.
one right now, you can have it.
I have all the trades,
Okay.
but I will like the Nomnibus.
Okay. That's on order.
Can I pick that up?
Yeah.
This is
You can-
everything.
You can try.
Let me one arm this.
That's got
Jesus Christ.
It's got the Poyo stuff too.
Oh, nice. Poyo stuff is great. Damn, this is good quality paper too.
You think so?
I think so. I thought it was gonna be like newsprint or some shit. But
Nah.
God, this book is so. I've been wanting to like reread all of it. It's been itching at me every week.
What a great way to do it
I know, just this
with a nut crusher.
God, it's such a beautiful book.
Hell yeah. So pretty excited.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I hit it so you wouldn't see it.
Can't wait for mine to come in.
What did you read this week, Nathan? How many issues did you read?
I read 10 issues this week.
10 issues.
I read Saga 55 through 64.
Wow, you were so behind.
I was behind. Yeah, I literally haven't read anything since our 100th episode where we read all of Saga up to that point.
Now, what a great way to read.
And God, Saga's good, man.
It's so good. I tell you this
Why
like
didn't anybody tell me this? Why didn't
you
anybody-
knew it was good.
Why didn't anybody tell me that the book that I thought was fucking amazing up through 1 through 54 is still amazing after issue 54?
I'm glad you like it.
That's absurd.
I feel like it's tough to really get into just chapter by
No, it's
chapter.
not.
No, but chapter by when you're just reading issue by
Oh,
issue,
yeah.
it's like hard to get like a grasp of like the trade, you know, the art.
Yeah.
But you read it in a great way.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think Saga's like probably just the most. It's probably like the best comic. You know?
Really?
Not like it's
I'm
not
glad
like,
you liked it so much. That's awesome.
but it's like the most easily probably recommendable to like anybody.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Great normie book.
Great normie book.
Great Monday book.
Great money book. But like I also fucking love it. It's awesome. You know,
Nice.
so there's just
I
like so
told
many
you.
things in there that are cool. And even issue by issue, you know, you don't really get like a lot of the letters that are in the back. But
Yeah.
you get like a little blurb from Brian K. Vaughan every time. And he's doing like cosplay contests where
Mhm.
people could like win $1,000 if they do a good
And you still got
Saga
like
cosplay.
7 more issues to go.
I know, yeah. And so yeah, issue 72 just came out. I'll probably, what am I missing? Like 9 issues? I'll probably read them all.
Yeah.
It's great.
Hell yeah, dude.
I
I'm
did.
so proud of you.
It was a little bit hard because it's been how many weeks? 161 weeks since I read issue 54. So I'm reading issue 55 and I'm like, who the fuck is Sophie again? And then like, but thankfully through the course of reading, they like remind you.
it's,
you know?
yeah, they know it's a long running book
Yeah.
that has hiatuses and stuff.
Yeah, and Brian K. Vaughan did a really good one at the end of issue 55 where he's like, sorry for the wait. Sorry for 3 years of waiting. You
Yeah.
know? But it's cool. And it's cool that it's still like the same 3 people that have made that book.
Yeah, it's the best.
So
Who
it's
colors
good.
that?
Fiona.
Does it? Okay.
Fiona Staples does the art and the coloring for every single issue.
Who's the third person that you're referring to?
Phonographics.
Oh.
Who's the letterer. and they're a killer team. So
Nice.
What'd you read this week?
So I read 6 number ones, Nathan.
Whoa! Holy shit! You have that many?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I also read Justice League Last Ride, number 7.
Okay.
Do you have that Last Ride?
I have the first like 4 issues, I think.
Okay. There's a lot of interesting Green Lantern stuff
Oh, cool.
that
Chip Green Lantern?
I guess so, yeah.
Ah.
I don't know if they're new concepts, but they're things that I didn't know Green Lantern could do.
What happened?
But okay. Spoilers for that book. So somehow Darkseid took over Hal Jordan's body.
Okay.
And when he like got out of Hal Jordan's body, he was a Green Lantern and was doing constructs and stuff. Like he's doing like his
Without a
dark side.
ring?
He's doing his dark side beams, but it was like constructs.
Wait, why?
It's fucking cool. I don't know. I think he just had the ring and it fit on him because he's in Hal Jordan or something.
Interesting.
And then there's this other bit where, so at the end there's like a big fight. You know, it's just like
Cool.
Darkseid, parademons, and like all these creatures.
Love a big
And
fight.
somehow Green Lantern makes a construct of all the people in the Justice League that weren't on Apocalypse. And so I don't know if if they're like doing a VR thing at home to be a construct and kind of control them,
So like
or if he's
the actual Justice Leaguers were controlling their constructs?
somehow. I think maybe they
Right.
didn't really say that verbatim, but
Okay.
like, you know, Black Canary was one of the constructs. I'm like, is Black Canary controlling her construct, or is he just making a construct of Black Canary?
Is the Martian Manhunter in this?
Yes.
What if they're all telepathically connected and going through Hal Jordan's brain?
So Martian Manhunter is dead,
Oh, fuck.
but is like a construct ghost or something,
Cool.
and is still like helpful, you know?
Like a Green Lantern construct ghost?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's like outside of what my normal headcanon for the Green Lantern rings can normally do, you know?
It's either
A lot of people...
either Chip knows a lot about Green Lantern and knows what he probably could do,
Yeah, maybe
or he
just,
has no fucking clue what Green Lantern does.
yeah, maybe he just knows ball. But that's kind of the thing with Green Lantern. Is like sometimes you're like, I don't know if this is a thing or if this is a wild extrapolation, but I don't know ball like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and so I was just reading, I was like, okay.
Yeah. You get that a lot when we're reading Green Lantern, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's some writers that take it a little bit too far. I'm like, good lord. You
Yeah.
know? It's supposed to be like the most powerful weapon in the universe or whatever. People say that.
Yeah, it's a good read, but I imagine it was so hard to write. And I'm like, maybe it's just really hard to write Justice League stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because like, what plot do you make that's like interesting for like these 7 or so people, you know?
There's not a lot of villains that they could all fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
But they
just
need
like
all of them.
Darkseid with parademons or like a Brainiac or like a
Yeah.
Amazo.
Amazo, yeah.
Yeah. So,
So getting to the number ones,
yeah.
I'll give you one of them.
Ooh. If you put it in my hands, I'm going to read it.
So this one, as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, this is good. I should get the next one. But then like thinking about it, I'm like, should I get the next one? So this is called Assorted Crisis Events.
Oh, I saw that. I was going to pick this up.
Yes, this is
Denise
this is like
Camp.
the pick of the week. This is something that Drew sold me on.
Oh, cool.
I think Dennis Camp wrote it.
Yep.
You can flip through it if you want.
I was curious about it. I'm just going to read it.
Okay,
but-
yeah.
Yeah. Also, Oatsmain Alhow, that letterer dude I like.
Okay.
He's on the good stuff.
Good pacing and really fun visuals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what's happening, but it's really weird because it reminds me of like It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth, but also comic reboots, you know, that happen. And
Whoa.
so it's a very interesting mix.
Okay.
I also read Cruel Universe, which is part of the
Like
EC
horror.
Comics, yeah, like anthology book,
Mhm.
but this one's like more sci-fi stuff.
Oh, cool.
The first and the last one were pretty good. I think I just gave it a shot because I was giving it a shot, you know,
Mhm.
because just a great cover, you know,
Oh, yeah. That'll get you.
and some good talent. I think Matt Kint had a story in there.
I like him.
Yeah. I read Godzilla Heist, number
Nice.
1. That was pretty interesting. I like the art and everything, but I don't know if I'm gonna get 2 though.
That thief just has crazy technology.
Yeah, which makes sense to like how he's using it. And
Right. But it's like, if you have this, do you need the money?
my favorite part was just like the first heist, that he
Yeah.
does. I'm like, oh wow. But then they're like, we're gonna do another heist.
He uses Godzilla.
And I'm like,
yeah, I thought that was interesting.
I'm like, that's valid, I guess.
I was reading the first issue. And I'm like, this is the heist. He did the heist.
It'd be annoying if like the whole first issue was just setting up the heist, So it's good that there's like a mini heist,
Yeah.
little teaser heist,
Yeah.
little appetizer heist.
I did like the art on it though, so I'm picking up the second issue to see where it goes.
Okay. I read Sam and Twitch Case Files,
Oh,
number
cool.
1, that thing that came out last year.
Who's on that again? Is it
Todd McFarlane wrote it.
Cool.
It's really good art. Like actually like really good art. It's like them and they look pretty realistic proportion wise. But I think I just
That
prefer
sucks.
the caricature that
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane does in Spawn.
Yeah.
So
really
that was
fucked up looking.
I'd probably rather read
The original Sam and
like-
Twitch.
Yeah, this is Sam and Twitch run by Bendis.
Yeah.
And I hope that the art is closer to, the Spawniverse or whatever. But
Mhm.
I read Hyde Street number 1,
Right.
which is from Jeff Johns and Ivan Reis in that Ghost Machine imprint.
Yep.
And it is, I thought it was sold to me as like a anthology kind of thing, and kind of like with creep show themes to it.
Okay.
Like there was like a crypt keeper kind of character.
yep.
But what it is like Hyde Street is like this street in like New York or whatever, and then some people like just kind of wander into it, but they don't know where they are or how they got there kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And there's these people that are in it that are trying to collect like souls, like of the people who wander in it. And so somehow these people that they're trying to, it's kind of like Monsters Inc. in a way, because like there's like keeping score and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And so these people that are collecting, they know everything bad that the people that walk into it have done.
Mm-hmm.
And so they use like these powers to construct stuff in order to torture the information out of them to get them to admit to what they did.
Like the Flying Dutchman in that episode of SpongeBob.
What did the Flying Dutchman do?
He's just like living with SpongeBob, and then he's like scaring him and stuff.
Kind of. So there's like an old lady that walks into it, and I guess she like slowly killed her husband over like by poisoning his food and stuff.
Yep.
But she wouldn't like admit to it, so she ends up dying.
Mm.
And so that like demon dude like gets to the point for her or whatever.
So is it an anthology with different creative teams, or is it just different stories with the same creative team?
It's the same creative team, and it's not an anthology. Like it's not like really broken up, but there are
okay.
like a lot of little stories within it.
Got it.
And half of it was like origin story of one of those characters, but it's really good art. I don't think it was really for me. Maybe I was just kind of confused on what was sold to me and what I got.
Yeah.
And I just kind of wanted to give it a shot. It seemed pretty accessible.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I'm just now realizing that Ghost Machine isn't all Geiger universe stuff.
Yeah, this is like the one thing that's not.
Oh, okay.
The rest of it seems like it's pretty connected.
Yeah.
Which makes it inaccessible for me because I haven't read Geiger or any of it.
It looks solid. I
I'm
read
sure
the first 2 issues.
A lot of videos I've been seeing, people like really recommend it, and it's
Yeah.
like one of their favorite things that they're picking up.
Yeah.
So it seems crazy to me just based off of like the covers and stuff. But
Mhm.
and then I read Babs number 1. That is a female barbarian book by Garth Ennis coming out through Ahoy Comics. It's not
okay.
it's not quite like Garth Ennis-y as you would think,
Okay.
but it's like this super strong woman. It's kind of, there's like comic relief and stuff in it. She's got like a talking sword who
Cool.
just kind of is just second guessing everything that she does.
Dude, I love a good talking weapon. Can I say that?
Sure.
Green Lantern. A talking weapon.
That one game, Life's a Trip or whatever.
What?
You know that
The Rick
one,
and Morty game?
Yeah, the Rick and Morty game.
Yeah.
And then there's I thought the horse could talk, but it ends up that the horses can talk to each other, but they show dialogue for what they're saying, which is kind of fun.
What are you talking? Oh, wait, in this book?
Yeah, in this book.
Oh,
in
okay,
Babs.
okay.
Really good art. I don't know if it's for me. It's like a mini series, so I'm sure altogether it's fine.
Mhm.
But I just kind of give that a shot because I heard it's pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds like a fun concept.
So out of 6 number 1s, I'm getting 0 number 2s.
Okay.
But
Honestly,
I-
good track record.
I really love just starting something.
Dude, I do too.
and
It's so addicting.
I have to like see what it's like. But then I'm like, if I don't like it, I don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's called fucking capitalism, baby.
But yeah, like that's why number ones just always sell the most.
Yeah, totally.
Luckily I didn't buy like the number twos out of guilt, because a lot of these have been coming out and maybe are done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, lots of stuff. 7
Nice.
issues.
So yeah, I'll read this. People are calling it Ace. I don't know if you saw that.
They're calling it Ace.
Yeah, Assorted Crisis Events.
Oh, Ace. Okay, okay.
But yeah, I did see this and I did kind of regret not picking it up, so I'm glad I can get a little sample.
You're welcome. That's what I do.
Appreciate it.
What'd you watch, Nathan?
The only new thing I've watched other than the shows that I've just been watching is I finally watched Glass Onion, the Knives Out movie.
You never seen that?
I've never seen that.
That came out like 2 years ago.
I know. I never saw it.
Wow.
I told myself, well, Sophie said that she wanted to watch it, but then she never saw the first one. And then we saw the first one like a long time after that.
Mm.
And then she wanted to put on something to fall asleep to. And I was locked in, so I did not fall asleep.
I don't think it works for you.
No, it doesn't, dude. That happens a lot where I'm like, she's gonna go to sleep, or I'm just gonna put something on.
We were like doing shit over the weekend, and so I was like, I'm gonna put on something that I like won't pay attention to. And she puts on a movie called Everest, and it's
Like a documentary thing?
no, it's like a movie of people climbing Mount Everest.
Oh, that sounds
And
dangerous.
it looks fucking cool. It had like
Climbing Everest or
yeah, climbing Everest. It had Jake Gyllenhaal in it. I'm like, hold on.
Yeah. I'm not catching these.
It had fucking Thanos in it. Josh
Brolin.
He was in it. A lot of people were in it. I'm
Cool.
like, maybe we should give it a shot. And then they're almost dying like a lot, and so
Yeah.
I was dad watching a lot of it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of a sucker for a good flick. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And,
dude.
I really like the first Knives Out, so I was like, let's see how this one holds up.
Who's the director? Rian Johnson.
Rian Johnson.
Yeah, you can't just fall asleep to Rian Johnson
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, totally.
He's so good.
He's great, and this movie's also pretty great.
Yeah,
I think I like the first one a little bit better because there's more of a humanitarian side to it. Because most of the characters in this movie are just corrupt billionaires or politicians,
yeah,
or just rich people or politicians.
they're disruptors, Nathan.
They're disruptors. Yeah. Oh my god, dude, some of the buzzwords they were saying in this, I was like, kill him now. Kill them now, please. But it was great. It's super entertaining. I think what he does better in this one than the first one is just having random scenes that end up being important later.
Yeah.
And then just seeing how all those get tied together. And
a lot of detective stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot of detective stuff. And how they all get sort of tied in later into the overarching narrative. Super good. Edward Norton is great in this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everybody's great, actually.
He's very good.
Dave Bautista, who's like a Twitch streamer, which is funny.
Like they're like swimming.
Yeah,
he's like little shorts on.
He has a gun.
Pulls out his gun, shoots in there.
Yeah, there's ridiculous.
I'm like, who the fuck are you?
He does a really great job of what probably seemed like a caricature at the time of rich influencer people, but pretty standard for now. I feel like, which is what makes it kind of interesting. And there's some parts where it's like I could tell this is probably going to age a little bit as it goes on, like Benoit Blanc playing Among Us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. I liked it.
He's so good, Daniel Craig.
Yeah, he is.
I love his like
he's got such
foghorn leghorn impression that he does. Like the Looney Tunes?
Just his accent that he has.
Yeah. Now I say.
Yeah, it's great. I could listen to him talk about anything in that accent.
Yeah, good movie.
Mm-hmm. It was fun. I think it wrapped up pretty well too.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What'd you watch?
I watched a movie called Trap. Nathan,
the Shyamalan movie.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
Yes, with Josh Hartnett.
People say it's good. You don't like it?
Some people say it's good. Some people hate it. It's very divisive.
Where are you at? You hate it?
I hated like the first hour of it. It was
That's
like
a big chunk of the movie.
It was like a tough watch. And then as the movie was ending, I realized there was 45 minutes left.
Oh my god!
Because I was like, when they were leaving like the venue, And like, oh, it's about to wrap up.
Concert,
But nope, it kept going. So it ends super well. Like the third act is like so solid.
Cool.
And really saves it for me. You gotta like really suspend your disbelief because it's like riddled with plot holes,
Sure.
As far as like logic, like no one's like decisions like really make sense to me. So the the concept or
Yeah.
whatever. So he has to kind of put on like a normal dad face or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but his acting is like so bad.
Really, people thought it was like really good.
Like he's really good at acting, Josh Hartnett,
Yeah.
but like when in this movie, his character is acting,
Oh, I see.
and that is bad. And I'm like, I don't know why anyone believes him.
Okay,
you
got
know?
it, got
Because if someone talks to me like that, I'm like, what the fuck is your problem?
it.
You know, because he's very pandering just to get people to shut the fuck
What are
up.
you doing? Are you a murderer?
Yeah, maybe. I'm like, you seem insane.
Yeah.
You know,
That's funny.
like he seems like more of a sociopath when he does that acting. You
Would
know,
I enjoy this movie more if I went into it thinking that anytime that he does bad acting, people just assume he's a murderer? Would it become a comedy movie?
well, the people who like this movie like watch it as a comedy.
Okay.
I think M. Night Shyamalan's like been doing that, or like that. This is like him doing something that's like very clearly like comedy in a way.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I didn't know that, and so I think that's was the disconnect for me a little bit.
Got it.
I'm not gonna like rewatch it through that lens, but
Have you seen all Shyamalan's?
no, I missed a lot.
Did you watch the last one, the Batista one?
Yes, that was good.
Okay.
I like that one. I'd seen like Unbreakable and Glass. I saw Split. I haven't seen like early
Split's so
stuff.
good.
Split's incredible. Yeah.
Mhm.
I saw Avatar.
What about the? Oh yeah, Avatar. Thankfully, I haven't seen that one. The Visit, is that what it's called?
No, I haven't
With
seen
the
it.
grandparents.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I
Have
saw.
have you seen the twist on TikTok?
Yeah.
So has Sophie. Dude, she's been watching movies on TikTok lately,
That's insane.
but only likes to watch the good stuff. And I'm like, you are so brain rotted. I know you're listening. I love you, but
You know why movies are dying.
you have brain rot.
Yeah. So the part when they're at the concert, I like dislike because no one's convincing. They all look like they were told to act like they're at a concert, you know? Like didn't seem like real concert goers,
Like
you know?
NPC.
Very
shit.
NPC kind of shit, yeah.
They're like, yeah, I fucking love this artist.
Yeah. There's some cool cameos, but and then so the artist that's in this is like M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, and it's her actual music.
That's cringe.
So he kind of plugs like his daughter's music
Yeah, I don't like that.
throughout the whole thing, which I guess
Which is fine.
if you're funding your own movies,
Yeah, totally.
then like do whatever you want. But they spend like a lot of time on the songs.
Mhm.
Like, you know, when you're watching songs in movies, they don't
Play like the
they
whole
don't,
song.
Yeah, they don't like stay on it that long.
Yeah.
But this is like a little bit longer, and like the cuts seem like they drag a little.
Okay.
But I still gave it like 3 stars because the end just really saved it for me.
Okay.
Like anyone could watch it and they might love it or they might hate it, kind of
Yeah.
thing. I was kind of misled because everyone that I like follow on Letterboxd like rated it higher than me,
Yeah.
and I just thought that was like bizarre.
That's how that goes.
Yeah,
What's your graph look like on Letterboxd? Is it more right leaning?
it is. Yeah, I don't watch like a lot of bad movies, I guess. Like I'm very picky about like what I watch.
Yeah.
And my list is mostly of things that I hear are just really good, you
Mhm.
know. And I'm like just a bit of a sucker for like movies.
Yeah.
Because like if it's like relatively well made, then I'm like that's pretty much a 7.
Yeah.
Like most
Yeah.
things like start at like a 7 and then like kind of bounce around.
Mhm.
So like
I love
not
being,
a lot of 3 stars.
I love being right leaning on Letterboxd.
Yeah, that's the only way I'm
I'm
right.
a deep right winger.
I watched Watchmen Chapter 2, Nathan.
Oh my god.
Yes, sir.
What a movie.
What a movie.
That's one of them.
It sure is.
What do you think?
I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. I haven't rated it yet.
Is it better than the first one?
No,
before we talk
because
about-
I
oh, yeah.
really like. I think I just really like the first half of that story. You know, like the second half is more important, but just like the world building and like the background kind of shit is all just really cool to me. And so
I think I like the second half a little bit better.
okay,
Because we're done with like all the Minutemen shit and setting up the world, you know?
no, that's the best stuff.
Because the Minutemen shit, like it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It's cool.
It is cool. Or like I don't like seeing comedian punch a pregnant lady.
That's my favorite part.
No pregnant ladies were punched in the second part, so it's a bad movie.
Yep.
Yeah. How good was the squid though?
Oh, it was so good.
Such a good squid, right?
It is incredible.
Oh
I
my
understand
God.
what happened just so much more.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Me too. It feels way more of an interdimensional being than
They
I
were
guess.
saying like whenever they teleported things, they exploded, and I don't feel like it necessarily exploded. You know, I just feel like it just like appeared
Yeah.
and then died.
There was an
you know?
explosion that seemingly happened when he got there, but yeah.
Yeah, but like it's not like it like had like a bomb in it and exploded.
Mhm.
Things around it exploded,
Right.
and I felt like there weren't as many bodies
No.
as there were in like the comic.
No.
You know?
Yeah. And there's like people there like still alive and they're like, holy shit. And they're just walking around. Remember that?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the squid was really cool. Bubastis was cool.
Good Bubastis.
R.I.P. Bubastis. But yeah, I mean, it was fine.
There was like flashbacks to Rorschach's past.
Yeah,
Those
cool.
are like 2D
Yeah.
cartoons.
Which pissed me the fuck off, by the way. And I
What
was
a
like,
teaser.
what are we doing here?
What if they did
You got good animation now?
If they did all flashbacks like that, that would have bumped everything up like half a star.
I know.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like that
If
a
the
lot.
whole fucking animation philosophy was flipped, this is a great adaptation. You know what I mean? But god damn it. Why? I mean, it's cool that there's different animation styles. I like that. But I just like the flashback one way more, and I would have enjoyed this way more. But I get why they didn't do it.
The part where Night Owl and Silk Spectre like making out on the couch.
That was cool.
I was thinking like they just have to like voice act kissing, you know? Like they have to like yeah, I'm just like imagine them in the booth doing that. Like if they weren't like if they weren't together, I'm like, oh, it's kind of awkward if you think about it like that.
And then okay, but Rorschach in jail. Pretty big highlight of the book, I would say.
Yeah, good stuff.
He throws a fucking hot grease pan at somebody's face.
Yeah,
Very brutal.
Yeah, fryer.
Someone's arm gets chainsawed off. Chainsaw the shirt, right?
Well, they have to like put your hands like in the jail cell where Rorschach
No,
is.
stick the chainsaw in there. What is he gonna do? Stop it? Stick the chainsaw in, and it's like
I don't think you want to give a chainsaw to the murderer.
How is he gonna grab it?
I don't know, like one of these or I don't know.
Fair enough. Or maybe Rorschach could just like punch you.
Yeah,
I guess it was great, but
it seems like the Gunga diner is like way more important.
What the hell
in this.
is that?
That thing is. I'm like,
I thought there was something that they were adding. I thought they were taking a liberty
that
and adding something to a story. And
I
I'm
like Googled it,
this?
and I only saw like 2 panels with that like floaty thing in the sky.
Mhm.
I'm like, maybe they're just trying to make the sky more appealing looking, so they just put in every shot.
It was just a fucking Gotham fucking floating blimp thing.
Yeah, but it's for this like Indian food place.
Yeah,
that's probably fire.
It probably is. Dude, if a restaurant has a blimp, I'm going to that restaurant. But yeah, because I don't remember that blimp at all.
Yeah, I was like, is this new? I'm like, I think I remember seeing
I thought
that.
we would have met like the restaurant owner of Gunga Diner or something.
Yeah, at least. The dick swing in this is crazy.
Dude, there's some good dick swing.
I was like, whoa.
I will say that. Sometimes, dude, I thought they were scared of the Manhattan dick in the first part.
A little bit.
Because they were hiding it. And I'm like, this is disappointing. Why am I why am I even watching this if I'm not getting the purest version of this story?
0 stars.
But then this half, I'm like, okay, we're getting somewhere.
Did they put like mocap balls like on someone's dick and have them walk around?
I don't think any of this was mocap.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But
someone had to animate the ball physics. Ball and shaft physics.
Yeah.
And
the jiggle factor.
I assume it's like the Red Dead Redemption 2 horseball mechanic coder. Because when it gets cold, the horse balls shrink up. And someone had to code that.
I know the best guy for this. And I was like watching like the credits because they had like the.
Oh, do they have Alan Moore in there?
No, they had the like almost like an after credit scene where it's like the Gazette or whatever.
Oh yeah,
they call it the Frontier. The Frontier is
the
like
newspaper place.
The newspaper place,
yeah.
And so I was like looking at it, and I guess Francesco Francavilla did the Black Freighter pages, like the artwork for it.
Oh, cool.
I guess he just redrew it or something. And I was like, oh, it's fucking cool.
That's cool.
And I guess that makes sense now that I think about it. But it did look just like.
I thought it was. I thought they just copy paste.
I guess not, because I guess they had to like. They had to do like some animation
Probably
stuff.
Some scanning. Oh yeah, some animation stuff. That's true.
If like
But he's the man for the
Francavilla
job.
just redid like the Black Freighter stuff, I'm buying it. You know?
I would too,
Yeah, it was really cool.
because I'm a fucking sucker.
But yeah, I really like this.
It's fine. I liked it a little bit less than the first one, I think, but
You just said that you like the second one more.
I like the squid.
Squid's good. So it isn't.
I said I
Exactly.
like the second half of the story generally better,
Okay. So
but in this I just kind of like the squid.
it's what was weird is that it
Panel for
wasn't an exact like panel for panel thing.
Yeah,
Because there were some shit that I wasn't looking forward to seeing where like you know like Ozymandias' helpers, like the three
Yeah.
Asian dudes.
Yeah.
He like talks to them until they like die.
mm-hmm.
He bores them to death or whatever.
No, they're poison.
Yeah, they're poisoned, but they
But
also
he's-
die when he's talking.
Yeah.
But they just show them dead
Mhm.
later, you know?
Yeah, they bitched out.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want that, and I think they cut out that part, which I didn't like.
Probably just
which is
cheaper to animate.
cheaper animate,
Mhm.
and then keep it to like a hour and a half runtime.
Yeah,
But I think it was good stuff.
yeah, good stuff.
Really,
I don't know, man.
as a whole,
I'm glad
how
it's-
many stars you give it?
With a total of 10 stars
5 stars. Letterbox rating.
for both movies, adding up to 10 stars,
Okay.
I give the whole thing, both the movies, there's 10 total stars, but
Mhm.
evaluating them all together, probably 5.5.
Wow. I give it 8 stars, Ethan.
Because I'm not going
you
to
can't
recommend
find-
anybody to watch this.
That's true.
I'm like, have you read Watchmen? Good. That's probably pretty good. Have you watched the movie? That's probably pretty good too.
If like Mike, like our seasoned comic
Yeah,
friend,
yeah.
if he asked like how it was,
He was,
would-
probably there picking it up issue by issue. You know?
yeah, in like 86 or whatever. If he asked you if he should watch it, what do you say?
To him, no. I don't think he would like it.
Probably not.
But
He doesn't like much.
I would be more interested in hearing what he has to say about it, so I'd probably say watch it
and then call me
so that he could be a hater with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because he would be.
he can validate your
But
opinions.
anybody that is like, yeah, I liked Watchmen. Should I watch this? I'd be like, no. But if someone's like, I fucking love Watchmen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to get as much Watchmen as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably be like, read before Watchmen. And then if you've done all that, then you can watch these. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I think I rate it kind of low. But for me, it's fine.
Night Owl kind of looked like he was drawn by like Mignola. Like
He looks cool.
he's very like stocky
I'll
and
say
like
that.
wide. You know?
Yeah, dude, he was.
he like it felt like his arms were, like behind his back.
And
you
like
know?
when they're fighting and stuff, I'm like, that's a wide man.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
He's a big dude.
Oh, I think a dog died.
A dog might have gotten hit.
A dog definitely died.
Well,
It's not. We don't see
Rorschach
it.
kills dogs.
No, I'm not even talking about Rorschach. I'm talking about old owl man has a dog, and when he gets
Oh yeah, when he gets attacked.
invaded, when he gets attacked, you know,
I think
he has a dog.
They only show him getting like punched.
He definitely got punched, but they're not leaving him alive.
I don't know. They can
'Cause they're
just let him
mean.
out. Yeah, that's true.
So that also knocks it down a little bit.
Yeah, but that's just the story. That probably happens in the
But it's
book.
bad.
Not good. Seems like you got to take it up with Alan Moore, Nathan.
I will.
Don't you know the rules?
Yep. Did you watch the Invincible finale?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Good stuff.
They got rated really high on IMDb,
Really high ratings.
which is strange to me.
I thought the Invincible War episode was better, but
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, probably.
yeah,
A lot of crazy shit happened in this, for sure. The animation, you could tell they were like, let's all put all of our time into this.
we got to nail these.
Yeah.
You know, the rest, whatever.
Let's have a couple cool shots that can maybe get memed on later.
Mhm.
Like what happened in the first season, you know. But I was surprised that it was like rated so high, because it's like there's this guy who just comes in right before the like season finale.
yeah,
He's now the big bad, and there's a big fight. But I still thought it was really good and interesting. I thought at the end, because I haven't read the book
right.
up to where they're at now in the show, and so I thought like Omni Man was gonna come in and like save his son and be like, "Son, I'm here to save you." And there'd be conflicting feelings,
Yeah,
you know, or at least Alan, so
Mhm.
that he could help, you know, recruit him to whatever is going to be the Viltrumite War later. But then no, it's just Adam Eve has like godlike powers. All of a sudden, that's convenient. But I thought she was dead, which is confusing to me because I've seen just future issues where I'm like, I think that's her. So
you know she's not dead at the end of it, right?
No, yeah, I know. I'm saying like at the time when I was watching, I'm like, damn, she's like super dead,
Yeah.
and then she's not, which is cool. But
you know, comics. Sarah's like, no one ever fucking dies.
yeah, true. I mean, there's a lot of people that fucking died
Yeah,
that episode. But yeah, I mean, Rex died.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the big one. They had a funeral for him. But
yeah,
I'm annoyed that Adam Eve is so cool because that's the best Green Lantern shit.
I like a way cooler Green Lantern than Green Lantern.
Yeah, that's like this is the best Green Lantern shit we've ever seen.
So good
in an animated form. And there's a whole Green Lantern animated series. You know what I mean? So.
And another one on the way.
Pisses me off.
Sorry about it.
So hopefully future adaptations of Green Lantern just follows that at least a little bit.
So there's like 144 issues of Invincible.
Mm-hmm.
What issue do you think they ended on with this?
I think I saw it was like 61.
66.
66. We're deep in there.
Yeah, we're
past. Yeah,
we're like right here.
Isn't there a third big omnibus though?
Yeah, I don't have it yet.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm liking it though.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna read next week, Daniel?
What are we gonna read next week? We're gonna read Hellblazer.
Yeah.
It's like Hellblazer.
Rise and Fall. Is that what it's called?
Something like that. It's on Comixology, I think. Yeah, Hellblazer, Rise and Fall. Probably Fall, yeah. Look at you.
Rise and Fall.
You just ate.
You get up, eat breakfast. Smoking a pancake for Hellblazer. Yeah, we're going to have Sophia on. She really likes Constantine. It's her favorite movie. Isn't that crazy?
You should probably watch that.
You should.
Yeah.
She's gonna murder you if you haven't watched it by next week.
Yeah. Is it like fresh in your head, do you think? Or
in my head?
Yeah, do you need to rewatch?
I'll give it a rewatch.
Maybe. Yeah.
I remember the big stuff, the cool stuff that happens for sure.
That's probably all that
but
matters.
It's good. Genuinely.
Okay.
I just was surprised to hear that it was her favorite movie when we started dating. And I'm like, did you know that this was a comic book? And she was like, no fucking way. Well, she knew it was like a TV show, but she's like, I don't like that guy. It doesn't look like Keanu Reeves.
I forgot that was a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so that'll be exciting.
Very
Hellblazer.
cool. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, everybody. We got a link tree in the bio. You can like, comment, subscribe, stuff like that. Rate us a good old 5 stars.
Tell us your favorite fairy tale.
Yeah.
Have you read Fables?
tradewaiterspod@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Mark Buckingham more as an artist? If you've read Fables, let me know.
And
And that's it.
Peace.
All right.